I thought I'd jump on and explain to you what I'm doing now, what I'm working on. So you may have seen the massive sculpture that was created. That is now firmly with the new owner and actually up on the wall as well. It looks awesome. Looks really, really good. So now I'm on to my next project, which is in the pipeline, and I'm working with a lady called Rika Moonsong. And Rika currently lives in the States, and she is a high priestess, a shamanic witch. So she's been fully trained in working with spirit guides. And we got in touch with each other through a witchy community that we're both in. We've both featured in Witches Magazine. We've both contributed to it, and got talking to Rika, and we decided it would be a great idea to collaborate on a deck of oracle cards. So Rika's a published author. She's published at least 3 books that I'm aware of, published in the UK, in fact, all over the world. And having seen her books, I felt that we were a really good match. And it turns out that Rika's got an idea for a set of oracle cards around the magic of the sea. So Rika will be providing the intention, the spell work, and the message and the meaning with the card, and I'm going to be providing the illustration. So this is very exciting, and I'm hoping that that it's going to go well. So what I want to show you is the actual piece that I'm working on at the minute. So this should give you a good clear view. Yeah. So I'm going to pop this into the phone holder without all the wiggling about and get that so that you can see what's going on. Hopefully that's a good view for you. So you'll see my hands sort of coming in and working here. So I've sketched out the shape of the shark that I want to work on, and today I'm working on the background. So I've mixed up some colours. I've mixed up this one, and this one is Viridian Hue. It's a green, and I'm also using this one, which is Cerulean Blue Hue, and it's a bit like a turquoise, really, a sky blue kind of blue, and some white. So what I'm going to do is select my brushes. Excuse my voice, it's a bit croaky. I've have a bit of a cold. I think it's on its way out. So I'm going to use this brush, which is a good rock solid blending brush to get the colours, the basic colours down. I'm going to be using this brush, which is my brush for really blending the colours in nicely. And that's probably going to be it for the background until I've laid down the colours. So I'm going to mix up a turquoise to go here, and I'm dipping my paintbrush in an oil. It's a linseed oil that I use. I'm mixing up some white into the turquoise. And then I'm just going to test whether I like that colour or not. But that's not enough, so I need a nice thick amount of white. Let me just check I'm happy. There's a foreign body in it there. Am I happy with that colour? I think that's about right. I just want just a slight tinge of green in there. Just a wee bit. That's better. That's better. Just a very subtle amount of green that I've added makes a massive difference, because it takes it away from being just sky and makes it into sea. I'm not even sure how that happens or why it works, but it does. Just check I'm happy with the colour still. So I want a bit more green. That's better. So I'm using quite a lot of linseed oil in this stage because this is the layering that I want. Then I'm going to come down and start to paint the sea underneath. So I'll take some more blue and some green. And I'm mixing a more of a grey blue. So you can see the outline of the shark. It's all very rough in the early stages. So I'm adding in more paint whilst maintaining plenty of linseed oil in there. so I can move the paint around the canvas. So I started doing this painting this morning, and I started with acrylic because I thought, oh, I fancy a change. I want to see if I can try acrylic because acrylics are quick, they dry nicely, nice and quick. But the whole thing just didn't work. It just wasn't working at all. So then I tried watercolor, and that went wrong as well. So I've come back to my good old faithful oil paints, which just blend so nicely. So now I need a bit more white. Now I need to check what colour I want to blend it down into. Oh, I think I've just made the perfect colour. A really nice turquoise. Does it need to be more green? I think just a touch of a different colour of Prussian blue. It's a very strong, blue, Prussian blue is. This is it. And of course, as usual, the ends dried up. So I'll come back to that later. This is the annoying thing with oil paints. The ends just doesn't matter how well you put the cap on. The ends always dry up, and then you can't kind of open it, and the oil goes all dry, and you can't get it out, which is really quite frustrating. As we come further down, I want to bring in some more green, but that's too green, so I want some yellow. Well, it's too blue. Well, it's obviously very green, but it's too blue. So the noise is me rummaging in my little drawer to find some yellow. There we go. And squeeze the yellow out. And then mix a bit of yellow into the green. That's better. Now we just need a lot of paint. I find that by using lots of linseed oil at the start, you can get a nice coverage across the canvas. And then you can blend more and more colour in on top of that. So once it's got that nice layer of linseed oil in all of the grooves of the canvas, it leaves you a lot more free to add in extra colour. And I want this needs to be a more of a grey blue. So I'm just going to go and get the scissors and squeeze out a bit of Prussian blue. Oh, that's better. Just have to snip the corners off the tubes, and then it all flows nice and freely. So I'm mixing up a grey green colour. Need to put in some where the sea is. So there's a line here, and this is the sort of the background. And then I'm going to make up some lovely dark green. Now comes the first blending phase, and basically I'm going to mix and blend all of this together. Oops, there's a rogue hair there. Something on there. Sometimes brushes decide that they're going to lose their bristles, and I think this brush is probably at that stage now, which means I shall need to go and get a new one. There's one there. The reason I'm doing it this way is because I'm going to have some light coming through as it and catching the bottom of the ocean floor. So that's the very first layer. And come around here so you can see a bit clearer. So I've got the outline of my shark and I'll continue to leave that in. But now I'm just going to build and build and build on the outside layer. So the colours are all mixed together nicely. And then once the background is dry, then I'll work on the shark over the top. So that's pretty much it for today. So just a dead quick explanation of how I sort of build up the layers of my painting work. And already I'm glad I've gone back to oil. I guess I'm not destined to be an acrylic painter, much as I'd love to. My strength is definitely with oil paints and watercolours for certain things. But it wasn't to be today. So I suppose every day is a school day. Right, and with that, I'm going to say goodbye for now, and I will see you again back in the studio very soon. And try not to leave it as long